We were very fortunate that we had brought in a consultant through Neil and Massey to assist us with looking at costing. One of the things that I first realized when I came into the position of managing director is that over the years, how we had been pricing our products had given us an unfair advantage in the market. So we sat down with a cost consultant and we actually went through in detail as if we were starting the company from scratch. We analyzed what the cost of the packaging was, what the cost of the energy, what the cost of the raw materials, and we put this all together in a spreadsheet form, which now also will allow us to look ahead of the game because we're usually purchasing raw materials 3 months in advance. So we can now target and put our figures in and know what costs we need to come up with. This was very useful because, as everybody realized, the last 2 years commodity prices went up significantly. Corn and soybean went up anywhere between 130 to 170%. Similarly with vegetable fat, we had a similar increase. And when obviously there was a change of government, we were asked to try and hold prices, so we could not pass a lot of these very large increases onto the consumer. We took advantage in 2009 when the prices of the commodities crashed and prices came down significantly. We took advantage of doing our reductions based on our analysis. So it allowed us, in the case of feed, to do 3 steps of reductions, and we did, I think it was 2 steps of reductions on the margarine side as well. So this allowed us to weather the storm probably better than most manufacturers. We did not lay off any staff. We actually went into a more rigorous program of basically trying to run the equipment for lengthy periods. We tried to work through our lunch hours where the quality would not be affected. Anytime in a process you have to stop the process, there is a startup period. So we worked with the workers and the union, and we came to an agreement where we would extend the hours during the lunch hour and shut down earlier on the afternoon, which gave us increased production. We did not have to lay off anyone, and the only part of our sales that were significantly affected were on the export side, where we have had some challenges. In March 2008, a decision was taken by COTED to actually remove the CET from vegetable oil. This affected us in the OECS and Trinidad, and it made us quite uncompetitive. Since then, we have actually given reduced prices to try and get back into the market, and we are still struggling to try and increase our sales again. We have basically lost some of the markets in the OECS and Trinidad, and the plan basically is to compete by having an extra regional supplier bottle and label our oil that can be shipped directly into the markets that we have lost market share. We were producing about 500 tons of vegetable oil a month. We are presently down to about 250 tons. So that means we've virtually lost half of the market share. On the margarine side, we are only down about 4%. But where the CET was removed, we had significant challenges with extra regional sources coming in at very, very cheap prices. The things that assisted us before as a manufacturer was the subsidy on diesel. That assisted us to generate electricity more cost effective, and we have to remember that we are competing within a region where there are other markets that have significantly cheaper electricity than we do. And if we can get a reduction on the cost of diesel, there are many manufacturers who already have the equipment. This is basically generators, can provide their own electricity at a more reasonable price. And I would have to say as well that the situation with the VAT office, we have a very good working relationship with the VAT office, and basically we have been getting our VAT returns quite promptly. I think for the first 3 months of this year, we have had a very beneficial 3 months, and I think it's as a result of all the work that was done beforehand. The projections in terms of sales values are down, but our profits, because we are keeping our expenses as low as we can, have improved.